Marketing during game day takes on many different forms. Sponsorships are one of the most popular mediums that marketers use to connect with fans. Sponsorships are defined as paid advertising for a company. Sponsorships allow the sponsor to connect with the fans where they play, at sporting events.
Sponsorships are very, very important. I think you're seeing that not only in college athletics, but professional athletics. There's very rarely an opportunity that a company can go out and contact 80 to 100,000 people immediately and know that you're actually making that connection. An example would be on game day, if we have a sponsor come in, and every one of our home games is sponsored by a corporation or a business. They get to come in and promote their product, hand out their product, do whatever they choose to do within our parameters. And it gives an opportunity to really target that audience. I think if you look at professional sports as well, and you go to a professional golf outing, you go to anything, invariably when you leave or when you're coming in, somebody's handing you. That's marketing. What they're trying to do is get you to enjoy their product and hopefully buy it once you leave the venue.
One major goal of sponsorships is to increase brand awareness. Brand awareness is the ongoing effort of sponsors to keep their brand or product at the forefront of fans' minds. Usually, there are several different types of sponsorships available for a company to choose. Some general forms of sponsorships could mean a company pays to have their advertisements broadcast on billboards or signs around the stadium. Another sponsorship option could include having a video played over the big screen during the game. Giveaways are corporate freebies that are literally given away for free. Common game day giveaways include posters, team schedules, towels, magnets, foam fingers, t-shirts, wristbands, keychains, programs, and card flags. Companies sponsor these giveaways in order to show their sporting allegiance. In addition, several companies choose a sponsorship allowing them to participate in on-field promotions. On-field promotions are on-field activities that allow a company to be seen as part of an event. Car giveaways, field goal kicks, relay races, and football throws are all examples of promotions. Promotions are good for the fans because they serve as entertainment. Promotions are good for the companies because they allow the company to reach people where they play.
Last year we had a promotion with a local company for a month's free rent. Actually, it was for a year's free rent, where they pulled a young man out of the stands, allowed him to kick a field goal. What was interesting about that is we ultimately ended up adding him to our football roster. But the neat thing is, it was a company by the name of Linwood Townhomes. That young man is now known as Linwood. Whether his name is Linwood or not, the fans know him as Linwood. So the promotion was huge in terms of that.
Another form of sponsorship can be found at the concession stand. In most scenarios, vendors sign agreements with the university, allowing them to sell their products to the fans at the game. In an attempt to sell more product, vendors market their products throughout the stadium. Concessions refer to food and drinks sold at the event. Entertainment marketers try to influence people to buy as much food and drinks as possible. There are a variety of ways to get this done. However, the most popular is visual stimulation. For example, at a sporting event, marketers may place advertisements for a concert or a promotion at the entrance of the stadium. Food and drink advertisements may be seen next to the video board as well. Concessions are important for food and drink companies on a number of levels: reaching people where they play, product switching, and branding. For one, they provide refreshments to a fan during the game. Remember, reaching people where they play is a key to sports marketing. They also allow fans to test their products, which promotes switching of brands. The final reason concessions are important to sports marketers is for branding. A brand is a set of recognizable symbols associated with a company. Companies will pay for their brand to be seen and associated with positive events, such as a sporting event. By ingraining their logo and recognition of a company into the consumer's mind, they hope that their logo will become easily recognized and take on certain attributes such as excitement and quality. One big branding and sponsorship opportunity is for sports drinks. Sports drink companies rely almost exclusively on sponsoring high-profile athletic events such as professional sporting events and college football games. They hope by seeing athletes drink their product, you too will want to drink it. Athletic shoe companies are also a major contributor to sponsorship. Much like sports drink companies, they hope that by seeing a successful athletes wear their branded shoe, you too will want to purchase that shoe, with the hope of transferring some of the coolness of the athlete to yourself.
Apparel agreements in college athletics are very important for a number of different reasons, and really the biggest one is it gives you an identity with a great product.
Athletic shoe companies pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to have the right to sponsor major sports leagues or popular college teams. Most collegiate teams are sponsored by a company. The players wear particular cleats because their sponsor paid the university as part of a sponsorship deal. The jerseys, wristbands, and pants also adorn the sponsor's logo.
Our institution, for example, is an Under Armour school. We recently went with them, where all of our sports are provided with apparel by Under Armour across the board. Under Armour, in our case, actually pays us a marketing fee annually because they know that as our student athletes wear that product, as our institution promotes that product, people are going to go out and buy it in the community. And then the other thing is that they provide us with the apparel for the sports. So that actually saves us dollars that we would normally have spent on buying uniforms, workout equipment, and those types of things. When you take a look at Tiger Woods, I don't even need to tell you what he's wearing because you know right off the top of your head what he's wearing because you see it constantly.
In exchange for the athletic apparel, this gives their sponsorship prominent advertising space next to the scoreboard and around the stadium. In addition, they run television commercials throughout the game on the scoreboard's video screen. On a grand scale, some companies will sponsor the entire stadium.
In many cases, you'll see institutions that rename their stadium. Where those funds come from are a sponsorship. So, for example, AT&T has renamed our stadium. So they use sponsorship dollars to help us build the stadium, knowing full well that their name is all over the facility to kind of help promote it.
In fact, the football stadium at Texas Tech was originally named Jones Stadium for former Texas Tech president Clifford Jones and his wife Audrey. The name was altered prior to the 2000 season to Jones SBC Stadium for Southwestern Bell Communications, which donated $20 million to the renovation project. The name was altered again during the spring to reflect the purchase of SBC Communications by AT&T. The point of all of this sponsorship is that companies want you to remember them. Not only do they want you to remember them, but they want you to remember them when you are having fun. They hope that if you can associate fun with their company, you will see them in a more positive light. They also hope that by supporting what you support, such as college football or your local team, that you will see them as someone who shares your interests.